Hello, here we are with my Mondeo again. As you can see, it's a 2.5 V6 Duratec. And so what's the problem? Well, a few days ago it started juddering and I put my diagnostics on it and it came up with a cylinder number 3 misfire. And if you don't know where cylinder number 3 is, it's down there somewhere. So what I did was, first of all, I changed the 6 spark plugs. Now there's a lot of hoo-ha on the internet saying that you can't change the ones at the back here without taking the inlet manifold off, and that's not true. You can. I don't know if you can see down there. Well, it's not easy to see, but you can do it because I did it just using a socket. Yeah, with a socket and extension, it's not too difficult. You have to lay over the engine. I'll show you a little bit. The front ones are easy. You just take the plastic cover off and you get to it, which I'll show you as well, because I'm going to change the ignition leads. What happened was I changed the plugs and it was okay. The misfire stopped for a little while, and then after 20-30 miles it came back again. So what I did was tried to see if the fault was with the HT leads, and I swapped the 2 and 3 over on the coil. I mean, I unplugged them and plugged them in. I didn't change the firing order, and it went away. It was clean. So I ordered a new set of plug wires and I changed the back ones. The back ones are these 3 at the front. The 3 at the front feed the 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3. And then the other ones are under here, this plastic cover. I haven't changed those yet because they're all in this loom, but I'm going to change it today. And I'm also going to change the coil. I've got a new coil. Now I don't know if there's a problem with the coil or not, but I'd ordered one, so I'm going to change it. This is the plug leads that I bought, and you can see I've got 3 left to do. First thing I'm going to do is take this plastic cover off so I can get to the ignition wires, and that's where the spark plugs are as well. And it's a 7mm socket, so you just undo those. There's 3, 2 on the right and 1 on the left. So take those off. All right, with all the screws off, this just lifts off. You have to unhook this there and it's off. And also you have to take this off because the plugs go behind that, and I think that's a different size socket. I think it's a 10mm. I'll have a look. Yeah, these are 10. Once you take these off, you can get to the plugs and the wires. Okay, with that out of the way, you can see the spark plugs and the wires. Now I've already changed the spark plugs. Obviously the front ones are easy because there they are, but the back is exactly the same, if you can imagine. So they tuck under the inlet, but you don't have to take it off to get to them. Anyway, I'm going to change the spark plug wires, HT leads. And to do that, I'm going to have to prise all these bits off that hold it together. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to undo the coil, because I'm going to obviously change the coil. The first thing in the way is this. Not sure what it is, but it needs to come out of the way. It just pulls off. He says it's only got rubber on it. Come on, off. Right, that's off, so pull that to one side. Now you can see the coil. In there, there's one bolt holding it in, if I can see it. One bolt on one side and two on the other, tucked away behind there. I'll show you on this one. You can see, right, there's one on the right, which is down there, and two on the left, and that is this piece here. So you've got to unplug the wiring, and then what I want to do is pull the old coil out and swap the wires over, but obviously I'm going to put new ones on there. So I'm going to undo that first. To get the wiring off on the coil, you just push, there's a little clip there, you push that in and then it pulls off, you see, so it's off, same as this one. Hopefully you can see a bit better. I'll get a torch to try and show you the screws, hold on. Okay, you can see the one on the right, and it's got like an earth strap on it, so you have to remember to put that back on. And then the other ones, a bit more difficult to see, but trust me, they're there. And there's another piece that joins onto the cables as well. Right, you can see one of the bolts there, and there's another fitting to the left which screws on through the same two holes. Like I say, there's not much room to see anything, but I'll undo all of these, the three, and then hopefully we'll be able to see a bit better. Right, that's one of them off, the one on the right, and you can see the earth. It's a 7mm. That's what holds them in, 7mm. Now you can see the other one straight there, and another one at the back. And you can see the unit to the left that's held in as well, so undo those two, and then leave that where it is, and you should be able to pull the coil out. I'll try and show you where the spark plugs are, down there, and you can get them out. That's number one. They're all down there. You can see them. Anyway, you can change them because I've changed them. You just need a socket, deep socket. So pull that HT lead off, put a deep socket in there with a little extension and an angle connector. And you can see the one at the back now. Now they've got the front one off, that's the last one. Right, all the wires are out. Moved everything out of the way. You can now see the coil. It's loose. You can see I've changed the front three and not the back one, so I need to change those. So I'm going to undo all of these things and change them over onto the new one, cable by cable. Excuse my talking because I've got a torch in my mouth. This is how you have to do it, leaning over the engine with a torch in your mouth so you can see what you're doing. Ha! These, I just put a small screwdriver in there, wedged it off, and they come off. Same with that one. See, the original ones are all numbered, 4, 5, 6. So as they go down here, the first one's 4, the second one's 5. So that means that one must be 6. Yes. Turns out that number 6 is the middle one on the back. See what I've done? I've took the middle one out on the back and I put it on the new coil, and I'm just going to feed it into the existing loom so that it's the right, and then put it back in. And I do it with all the other ones as well, one by one. Number 5 is that one there, so it's going to go there. So the last one on the front is number 4, which is that one, which is going to go there. Okay, so change the front 3, so that's the new coil that's going to go back there. But now you can see the plug positions at the front, and I'm going to put this on number 6 because it was on there originally, so it must protect it from the heat. And then I've already put these 3 in this connector here. I need to put the top back on, which is this, which just pushes on. And then I'm going to take the leads out, the ones at the back, and put them here, which I'll show you in a minute. Right, that's all the wires, all 6, and the new coil. Here's the original coil. You can see it was the original one. Motorcraft with loads of white dots on it. I don't know what that's for. But anyway, it's the original one. Doesn't look so fantastic. So let's hope the new one. What I've got to do is put that back down there now and put all the bolts back in as they were before, like 2 there, 1 there. Remembering to put this unit with those 2, and not forget the earth down there as well. Before I put it back, you can see a lot better now where the plugs are. That's number 2. Number 3 is over there somewhere. If you can see it. That's the end of that wire. Let's say number 1. We already saw it. Is down there. So you could take the coil out if you want to change the plugs. You definitely don't need to take the inlet off, but I did it with the coil in place. Earth. Right, the coil's back in. Electrical connections on. The earth's on. All the wires are on. I've put the covers back on there. Now I've got to put this bit back on and that cover back on. Right, so this bit's back on. Just going to put this cover on now. Right, everything's back together. I readjusted the wires so they fitted properly, so they're all snug. And next thing I need to do is put my diagnostics on it, make sure everything's all right. Do a reset and fire it up. Right, the OBD port on this Mondeo is on the driver's side. There. And I plug my machine in, which I use my Autel Maxi Check. So I put the key in, ignition on, but nothing else. So let's check it. Right, codes found 0, where before, before I had a stored or a pending code. So if you look at stored codes, there shouldn't be any, none. Right, pending code before it had misfire on 3. No pending codes. Excellent. So it should be alright. See if it starts up. Take it out of gear, Dom, idiot. Right. Lights on because the door is open, of course, and I've got the handbrake on. See? It's cold. Certainly sounds alright. Time will tell. I will take it for a little run. Yeah, I'll take it into Andover shortly and get some fuel and see if it behaves itself. But anyway, it looks alright, so now you know how to change the coil pack and the ignition leads, and basically I've shown you where the spark plugs are and the fact that you can change them easily enough, so hopefully that's helped you some. Sounds good. See you soon.